Hello and welcome to Flight Simulator 2004. I'm Andy and this is a flight with FS Economy from Dala Airport in Borlänge in Sweden to Echo November Kilo Juliet in Norway. So not a long flight, about 45-minute flight. We're taking it in the PMDG Beechcraft 1900D. So that's set up here. So let's close it up. I really like this plane, it's really cool. So here's the interior. It's basically the stock interior. I just added a movable yoke here. So that's it. So let's power up the plane, get some beacons on and some trim. So the first step is to load up the plane with stuff FS Economy load. So a small program on the side here. So I should add 434 kilos of payload. So that's it's snowing. So I got FS METAR, so it's snowing in Dala Airport now in Borlänge. So 080 is the wind and 988. So we'll set this 988. Go. And 080, so we'll take off to the north. Well, first we started engines and then we program FMC with our route. So next step is to start our engines. So let's see, I'm gonna try to do this somehow. Don't know how though. Oh, how am I gonna do this? I need a second pair of fingers. We'll cheat a bit. Actually, we should. I mean, how does that work? Hey, we have an engine. So just cycle that and we'll start up number 2. And we'll cycle generator number 2, and then we'll turn on the avionics. Some heat, power, we'll flap, notch a flap. And we have our FMC here, so next flight plan will go Echo 00 Delta, which is Borlänge where we are. And then we'll go direct Borlänge, which is our VR. We won't fly there though. And then BAMX, and direct BAMX. And then Echo November Kilo Juliet. So select depart runway 14. Now we'll go around with 2. So 165 is correct compared to our flight plan. So I use the ISG ISD software for my FMC, which I think works out pretty nicely. Good. I forgot all about my checklists and everything, of course. See if I can find a checklist. I have a checklist somewhere. Okay, so before taxi, inverters checked, avionics on, radar GPS system on, timeline standby, horizon power set on, CVR, FGR text is that's not simulated, and navigates of course set, environmental mode as required. It's not simulated. Okay, so before taxi, so turn on taxi lights. I really like this airport. So I'm gonna put a link in the description to this airport. It's freeware for FS2004, and it's a very good one actually. It's a nice, cool airport. I know the weather is crappy in Borlänge. We'll pretend we got de-iced before we left the gate there. So I read somewhere that actually it's kind of cool. A company which now is defunct or went into bankruptcy a while back, called NextJet, they actually just turn the strobe lights on, land lights on when we enter the runway. They actually started out using the Beechcraft 1900 Deltas as planes. They had two ones, which they flew local traffic. And the reason why they chose that airplane was that they didn't need any simulator time for pilots, so the pilots could just go fly it without having to use simulator time for it, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know that. Maybe it made sense that some planes you don't need simulator time to fly. We can do it on a front light, so we'll have a nice view of our tail. So after about 20 years or so of flying flight simulators, I realized how to taxi slowly. After starting to use the X-plane, which is of course to set the prop levers and the mixture levers to lower settings before you start your takeoff roll and taxi. So now we can taxi slowly. I had no idea. Of course it makes sense, but I didn't know. Oh, terribly sorry about the sneezing. So, since I used the pretty much default panel here with some add-ons, it just doesn't simulate a lot of stuff, which it does otherwise. So we'll start before takeoff checklist. Engine and flight instruments are checked. Auto feather is armed. Manual feathering, we'll check that when we get to the end here. We'll be in the clouds pretty fast when we take off here. So I'm actually taxiing with my pedals as you would in a real Beechcraft 1900. They don't have a steering tiller, as far as I know. So you taxi with the steering wheel, with the feet. Or steer with the feet. So I'm trying to do that. Okay, so parking brake set. So manual feather will go powered. Let's check if everything goes back to normal. And it does. Okay. Manufactured performed flight controls. No problems. Check the flaps are set. One notch approach. Trim is checked. Takeoff data reviewed. So let's take off and climb to 1,000 feet and then be on our way. So auto ignition is not simulated. Engine NTIC is off. Pitot heat is on. Propeller levers are fully forward. Transponder and TCASOD is set. Where do we have that? 1400. Bleed air valves is environmental off. That's not simulated. Non-shaders are checked. Nothing on them. And lights taxi, but that's normal. And exterior lights are on. So ready for takeoff. Release parking brake. And rotate. Tap the brakes, gear up, and then light off. Your anchor repair on. Flight director on too. We're pretty much in the mix at once, so we'll turn on anti-ice. And we'll go and we'll turn on our autopilot heading select or altitude vertical speed mode, and then we'll be on our way. So we'll go over here and we'll put LNAV, and it starts our left turn here. Reduce our climb rate a little bit, and we'll get our flaps up speed. We'll put them up at about 140, I think. It's okay. Altitude, climb altitude 160. That's set. And flaps up. See how long we'll be in the soup until we get out of it. Hopefully not too far. Soon, I think we'll be out of it pretty soon. Not the greatest day to go flying. 3,000 feet. There we are, out of it. Just leave the anti-ice on a little bit longer just to make sure everything is out. So we'll go direct bomb mix now. Climb a little bit more, 1,500 feet. Prop reduce a little bit there, and we can set our altimeter standard 2992, and we can turn our auto feather on. Now prop sync on. Auto feather off and prop sync on. Good, okay, so we'll run the after takeoff checklist. Landing gear up, no lights. Yaw damper is on, engaged. Taxi lights off, flaps are up. Clean air valves open, that's not simulated. Environmental mode as required, cabin pressure checked. I think you have any cabin pressure simulator, look. And after takeoff checklist is completed. And the air's off. The good part about this plane is that it's not too, I mean, it's slow enough for you to be able to do things in a nice orderly fashion. You don't have to speed things up because it's running out of air to fly through. It's going a lot faster. It's going okay. I mean, it's slow bird, but nice. Like I think the D model looks much nicer than the C model. C model is the one without the extended headroom, so it's a lower, more cramped that way. I think this looks better. In my point of view, just saying that. So let's see, 152 left, 151 left, 44 minutes. I think about 1500 is a good climb rate for this plane. At least it seems to work out pretty nicely when I use that. I like the PMDG. This is actually, I mean, this is an extremely nice model. It flies nicely. It's actually pretty, I don't know if it's spot on to the real thing, but it's a really nice flyable plane. You can fly it. It flies really nice and it's not too sensitive. It's perfect with the sensitivities when flying it. It's performance-wise, I think it's pretty good. Use the climb rate to about 1200. I think I have no idea how the real thing flies, but I think it's pretty good from what I can read about the real thing. Nothing else I can do. It just works nicely. 10,000 feet, landing lights off, and tail flood light off, and we'll go climb checklist, please. So altimeter standard and checked 13013. cross-checked. Landing lights and taillights are off. Pressurization is checked, we can check that because it's not simulated. Ice protection as required, off. Cabin signs are off. Ja, fair. Ja, fair. Det finns en sån.
Jag tror klart det finns ju.
Okej, ja, vi kan ta det. That was my daughter. So while that's flying here, I'm gonna see if I can find any charts for our arrival. So we have a visual approach chart. So I found that A is in Norway, which is the official one. So there's the airport. So I don't know what the weather will be like over. So let's see. So no tough meter. Closest is Gardermoen, so that's 050 at 12 knots. Low clouds -1, dew point -2, QNH 979. Crap weather, to say the least. So we'll see how we'll do. I have a visual approach chart to the airport. It's good to remember when we depart later we need to climb straight ahead to minimum 1500 feet before flying on our route. So that's good to remember. We don't have a long flight from. We're going. The next leg is from Kjeller or Echo November Kilo Juliet to Torp, which is not too far. Well, I'll just fly it VFR probably. So it's quite close by. It's funny. There's actually, if you look at landing charts for the airport, it's actually, I'll show you. Let's see. Go here. There's actually like an atomic reactor here, which you can see. So that's the landing chart, and they have a visual approach chart, which is here. So we'll come in from here south here and go up here, and then the lake probably, and then up land this way. Think maybe what was the weather like? So Gardermoen is over here, so 050. And actually we'll probably go and land this way. Think it will we'll land on this runway, which would be, I don't really know actually. Oh, 120. 12 maybe? 12? Runway 12? Not sure. But anyway, there's an atomic reactor. Must not fly into the atomic reactor. Good to remember. So 16,000 feet. Let's set up our RPM to 1600. We'll keep our power setting at the same point where it is, and we'll do our cruise checklist. So cruise power set, engine instruments are checked, things in the green, auto feather is off, and ice protection as required. So cruise checklist complete. Twenty-one, 29, 28 minutes left here. So I think this is a kind of cool. We have a flight plan here. We could actually check runway 12. Go runway 12. We don't have a star there, so we can't load that. Could go approach. That's what we did. So 12. Yes. So 12. Load. No, not what we need to go. Direct. Suddenly wanted to go to Borlänge again. Sorry. So it's a bit different. You can load flight plan. You can load routes, but it's a bit tricky. You need. I think you set. I think this hashtag, and then the route name, and you get the route. I can't. I do too seldom, so rarely, so I can't remember really. But anyway, in the flight plan here, you can see the save flight plan, and if you go to end here, you can add another one, as I did. So let's press here and enter. We're not going to do that. Here you can depart and save the flight plan if you want to arrive. Everything you can do here from this point. You can also see how many minutes are left to Borlänge, and this doesn't. This is the direct routing, I think. So that's why it's shorter. Borlänge is further away. You have flight plan, which is you up here. Jag ska fixa det sex.
Du sa att det skulle gå snabbt att spela in det här år som är snitt.
Okej, jag ska avsluta det här så ska jag komma.
Nu
Nej, jag ska avsluta det. Men det tar några minuter att avsluta.
Några minuter jättelänge.
Nej, det är inte jättelänge.
Det är en timme.
Nej. So this is my daughter, by the way. She wants breakfast, even though she's eaten quite a lot of stuff already.
Alla i det här huset, pappa kan inte klockan.
Nej, jag kan inte klockan. Jag får spela in då, så du snabbare. So she's eaten like an apple and a power bar and everything, and she still wants breakfast because she's complaining that I'm too slow, by the way. So anyway, so on the flight plan you can see a plan. There was 6 pages here. You can one page there. Flight plan. That's not actually true because there's more. I don't know why. But there's 6 pages. So have a few remaining, which is 49 minutes range and everything. If you press it again, you get more the information on the trip plan. So direct to Borlänge, ground speed is 280, distance is 93, ETA is 20 minutes, flight plan is ETA is 23 minutes, which is by Borlänge, of course. 807 2 miles, ETA 623, so in 23 minutes. Press it again, you get a fuel plan. Flow, leg fuel, flight plan fuel. So you get a fuel flow for the engines. I think this is in pounds, by the way. So date 17 of March 19, GMT take off 5:42. That's actually kind of good too. It records the flight, the takeoff time, and then we'll record the landing time. So that's actually a pretty cool feature. 17 minutes flight time. So here's the basic aircraft operating weight, payload, fuel on board, fuel used, gross weight. So in pounds, of course. And that's back to that. What else? We have flight plan. We have, if you want to go there. So nav, so direct bow mix, Vita 718, distance remaining ETA, on speed, wind. Wind again, 715, I don't know if that's correct. Fuel, okay. Drift variation, speed, heading, bearing, track, so lots of information on your navigation stuff. And here's you put in ident if you want to. No VNAV, so 16,000 feet top of climb. We didn't set a top of climb, so that's why it's like 2600. I don't know if you can change that somehow. Range, ETA, actual per minute, climb gradient, 11 per nautical miles. So top of climb. I don't know if you can change it. I wish you could change it somehow. Yes, you can actually see this is a good point. You can see the altitude, so 354 feet is the altitude of the landing, our landing airport. It's good to know. So pretty cool thing. So thanks, we are at 16,000 feet. I used a simple way of just adding 16 times 3 is 48 nautical miles. So at 48 nautical miles out, we'll start our descent into Keller. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to go and make some breakfast for my daughter. So we'll see. I might record and then record the approach and landing, and I'll put that out tomorrow or some other day. But we'll see about that. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Flight Simulator 2004. I'm Andy, and if you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and share. And I will see you soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.